Last night on Discord, I told my members exactly what I'm going to tell you right now. Bitcoin just broke 112K. We are trying to form a consolidation pattern of its new all-time high. I said Bitcoin was going to reach an all-time high in May. And what happened? Bitcoin hit an all-time high. And what's going to happen next is going to be, I don't want to say a toss-up, but we have a few articles to read today. Trump's having a meme coin dinner. More on that later. Jerome Powell made some remarks on cutting interest rates later this year, which means this summer we're probably not going to see interest rate cuts. And we have the Bitcoin conference coming up, which could be a sell the news event scenario as well. And this is all while Bitcoin is still trading higher and forming again a new all-time high. Let's pull up the metrics, but before we begin, grab your cup of coffee or tea or beer, whatever you're drinking. If you enjoy these episodes, leave a like on the video as always, take a sip, and let's get on with today's video. Hope you're doing well, by the way. If you want to join Discord, I encourage you to join. A small $50 investment. You get my alerts, my buys, my sells. You can talk to me, ask me questions, ask the community questions, get the guidance, be in the best position to make a lot of money. A small investment to change your life forever. The link will be in the description and pinned comments down below. As you can see, greed is going up. We're at 73 today. We're up 4 points from yesterday. We're up from last week. And if you go to Bitcoin dominance is now above 63%, which is actually the same from yesterday and last week, which is kind of surprising because I thought Bitcoin dominance would be higher. But it looks like Ethereum is starting to trail up. And the message I told my Discord members, I want to say right here, is keep your eye on Ethereum. When Ethereum rips and we get past 3K, 4K, all coins are going to rally like they did last year in May this time. Okay, when that happens, it's going to be the time to take profits, the first stage anyway. I think we're going to see another top this year before we end, but if you're ready for profits, then be ready for this. And it's not going to be, I want to answer her on Discord. Someone asked me, but I'll answer it here if she's watching. It's not going to be like you go to work one day or you fall asleep for a few hours and the whole taking profit stage is over. When altcoin season takes place, it's usually a couple weeks, a week or two, before we see like dips and we see, back into like the normal bearish part of the market before we see a rally again. So don't feel like it's like, okay, altcoin season's on a Monday and by market close on Monday, it's over. And if you missed it or went on vacation, you're effed. That's not how it works. Okay. Let's get back to the metrics. I want to see how Ethereum's doing too. So altcoin season index, we're at 26. Okay, we're up a little bit. Overall market cap, guys, we're at 3.5 trillion. Okay, this is very good to see. I was waiting for us to break this. When you click the year chart, again, compare this to the end of last year, which right here we're at 3.54 trillion, right before the peak, before we dipped when Trump got elected. And we're right there now. And this is without saying we're so early, okay? Bitcoin, I think, is going to reach 120 to 150K. We're only 8K away. I think 120K is likely from now to June. And I think the 150K is going to be on the second top this year. That is my personal projection, my prediction for Bitcoin. And then Ethereum, I think, is going to break 4,000 soonish. I think 3,000 is the first target. It has to break first before I get more confident on that. And then towards the end of the year, around 7 to maybe 10,000, depends how bullish Bitcoin gets, how much it moves. I would say around 7, 8K though for Ethereum. So yeah, this is very good. Let's check out Ethereum now, actually. Was I not sharing this the whole time? Okay, let me just go back. Sorry, I don't think I was sharing it. I was showing you guys the market cap, but let's get to this tab now. So Ethereum is at 2,600. We're up a little bit in the last day, 7.5%. Okay. So the first order of business is watching Ethereum break 3,000. We're seeing some rallies now, despite the Fed not shifting the quantitative easing, despite tariffs still being in effect, and despite Ethereum being in the $2,600 range. Again, when Ethereum breaks $3,000, you're going to see a flood effect. begin, but it's not going to really take off until Ethereum breaks 4K again when it gets closer to the previous all-time high. So just be patient, but be ready, okay? So yeah, let's pull up Bitcoin now. Let's see where Bitcoin's going. So you might see Ethereum run up a little bit when people take profits a little bit more on Bitcoin. The 110K, if we hold above that, man, that's going to be a nice new level of support. You can see here on the month chart, we were trading upwards since late April. Okay, in the last 7 days, we're up a good 9%, which is pretty big for Bitcoin. In the last day alone, 5%. So yeah, we're gonna see where we fall. Today is what, Wednesday or Thursday rather. So we'll see by tomorrow where we're gonna hold. Usually weekends are red in crypto, so we'll see where Bitcoin stabilizes at before we find the new low. Okay, but right now, when you click the month chart on Bitcoin, we have yet to consolidate on this new price point. So it'll be key. Personally, I think we could fall below 110K again. I wouldn't be surprised if we stabilize at around the 108K to around the 113, 115K, around there. Depends if we hit 115K, but I would say around 108 to 112 if we do hit 115. But again, just trading above 105 is amazing, and I hope we stay above 110, because that would be awesome. That would put us at a nice base point. So now let's get into this other article. Trump draws global crypto investors with 148 million meme coin there. So I'm bringing this article up just in case we get a Black Swan event. I really hope not. I don't know how many of you are following this, but it looks like the top 25 meme coin holders are there. I mean, if this doesn't solidify memes as being a strong narrative, I don't know what does though. But just in case we get another coin being launched, guys, do not chase it, okay? Do not chase it. Let them go to zero. Just let this be a confirmation bias or a green candle that your meme coins are going to pump, the ones that are on Coinbase and Binance, okay? If Trump is having a dinner worth this much money, meme coins are a narrative, okay? So I hope that answers that question. And then if we go to this tab now, this article, let's see why they think Bitcoin surged to an all-time high. So I noticed too during the Bitcoin conference every year, I've been watching the last two conferences in terms of what happens to the market anyway. I noticed we pumped both times. And last year in particular, Trump spoke at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville. And when he did that, Bitcoin went up. And then as soon as the Bitcoin conference ended, that's when we went to a reddish summer and we saw a Southern News event. So if you're looking to trade, and I don't recommend it, but I know I have traders who follow me, and you have a separate portfolio, you might want to look to trade during that Bitcoin conference time if you're looking for a quick trade. But again, be very careful. It is extremely risky, and I do not recommend it. Okay, but don't be surprised. I'm more bringing this up so you guys don't get so shocked if we see a sell-off, because this could be a pump leading up to the catalyst of Trump's dinner, Jerome Powell saying he's going to cut interest rates most likely end of this year, and also the Bitcoin conference coming. So it's a few things happening at once, right? And it says 6.5 billion has flown into BlackRock. iShares Bitcoin. Okay, so that's pretty significant. Let's see. Thanks to support of President Trump and several allies in Congress. It doesn't really say anything about. I mean, yeah, Chase and the banks are involved in crypto. They now allow clients to work with them, which is a good first step to get us away from centralized finance and get replaced with DeFi. At first, banks were fighting us. You couldn't even mention the word crypto in a bank, and they, without getting banned, or whatever. But now, obviously, the new age of the market, banks are more likely to help you with crypto, which is kind of funny because it goes against, they're both competing with each other, right? But now we're seeing banks like JP Morgan and Chase allowing clients to buy Bitcoin. So I'm very curious to know what you think down below in the comments. What do you think about the banks allowing you to buy Bitcoin? And would you ever buy in a bank? Personally, I wouldn't. And obviously BlackRock and Morgan Stanley, these are great because you got to think about it. the older generations out there, people who are more risk averse, the ones who are like about to retire, 401k, stuff like that, and even some of the younger generation too, they're going to want to invest and get exposure into crypto, maybe not directly at first. So how they're going to do it is with the ETFs, the exchange trade funds, and their 401ks and retirement portfolios, deferred comp plans, all that stuff, right? That gives them exposure with minimum risk and minimum volatility, but it helps open the door to crypto investing, right? So again, this is why this cycle is so different from last cycle. We have so much adoption, so much big players in financial institutions, the banks, Trump himself, right? So it's very different this time around. Hence why you want to be in this market. If you left with everyone else who left, after Trump's coins came out and dumped the market, you're going to have regrets, and again, you don't need me to tell you that. You're seeing it for yourself now. Although old coins are still ways away from all-time highs, Bitcoin's already shown us a new all-time high. It's only a matter of time before your old coins rip. And if we move on to the quote segment of the day, the most effective way to do it is to do it by Amelia Earhart. This applies to everyday life, right? The ones who take action during this time, the ones who make moves to buy crypto, hustle at their job, work overtime, are the ones who are going to be rewarded the most. Okay? I can't stress this enough. Now is not the time to make excuses. Now is not the time to be victimizing yourself. Now is not the time to be pick chasing, swapping. Shout out to, I think his name was JC in my Discord. He gave some good advice, which echoed this statement. Do not make any crazy, huge emotional moves. In other words, don't shake up your portfolio because you see a few coins pumping. I warned you guys in my last video. One of the biggest mistakes you can make during this time is to zero in on a few coins that may be pumping with Bitcoin right now and think that's it. Those are the ones pumping and the ones you're holding is not. Even when altcoin season comes, which we know it moves in waves, they're going to see coins tag each other in. They give it like a wrestling match on WWE, right? You're playing a match, you tag your partner in, they come in, they do damage, right? It's the same here. Crypto does not all move like this together up to the clouds, okay? Some cryptos stay flat, some go up. Right now, today, it's Bitcoin's time. Could be tomorrow's time for Bitcoin too, but one day will come for Ethereum. And when it does, I say when, your old coins, my old coins, they're going to rip like you never seen before, and it's going to be an awesome time to take profits. And you may very well take profits before the summer even takes place. So I'm just saying, be prepared. Okay, I am ready for profit taking. I had a few members who joined recently on Discord who are watching the profit taking course. And again, surrounding yourself around like-minded people during this time will dramatically improve your chances of changing your life forever with massive profits. You can try to be a lone wolf, but you'll see very fast it is hard to dictate what to do, especially when the time comes like this and you're like, what the hell do I do? Do I sell now? Do I wait? Do I buy this? Do I do nothing? It's very stressful. So I'm telling you from experience, it definitely helps a lot when you have people who think like you, who are trying to accomplish goals like you. So again, regardless of what you do, just make sure you're not using too much emotion during this time. Enjoy the pumps, even if your coin pumps today, and just be ready for profits. Okay, I am looking to take at least my initial investments out, hopefully during this time. Obviously, we're almost at the end of May now, so it's looking like June. Okay, if we see this pump in June that I think we could see, I am taking profits. I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be investing for years, including the rest of this year. And the goal is Q4 this year to take the majority of profits, or Q1 next year. I'm going to take profits if I see it happen, if I see my portfolio pump during this time. So, definitely consider what your best option is for you. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Quick video, but if you enjoyed these videos, please leave a like. Definitely helps a lot. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.